It's 7:15 and we're heading over to Point Pelee from Wheatley Provincial Park. It looks mostly clear with just a scattering of clouds, calm, and 11 degrees outside, so not too bad temperature-wise. It just gets light now at this time of year around 7 o'clock, so we didn't get out of bed too early to get over here, so we're going to be getting there about 8, I guess, out to the point, something like that. Heading down Mersey Road 2 towards Point Pelee National Park, and the sun's just showing above the horizon.
Shuttle ride will take approximately 10 minutes. It will take you through a series of habitats including Carolina Forest, Savannah, and Beach. Once the shuttle has arrived, feel free to walk down the trail to the tip. The water you will see is Lake Erie, the shallowest and youngest of the range in shape and size. While at the tip, feel free to take a photo of what it looks like today.
Here we are, the point. Just got the shuttle bus ride down. Sounds like lots of activity out here. So here we are at the southern point of Canada, the point of Point Pelee, and it's really receded over the last 10 or 20 years. It used to be a long sand point that would stick out into the lake here, and it's just going further and further back. At this latitude, we're equal to Northern California. Well, it's 9:30 here at the point. We've just been wandering around the point area. There's a fair amount of bird activity, a lot of kinglets and winter wrens. The blue jay flocks are starting to build, and there's quite a few sharpshins. We've probably seen 50 plus sharpshins already. Some sanderlings at the point with the gulls. Otherwise, nothing too extraordinary, but still nice to be here. Just walking up the west side trail along the western shore. This is a narrow trail that goes through cedar type savanna in places. As we walked north along the west beach, I spotted a raptor sitting in a tree just up ahead. As I got a little closer, I could tell it was a merlin, and it was finishing off something it had just caught. This trail goes through red cedar savanna type habitat with scattered common juniper, hop tree, chinkapin oak. Other trees, very pretty at this time of the year. Here's one of the specialties of Point Pelee, the prickly pear cactus, Apuntia humifusa. So we just finished our lunch here at the Visitor Center parking lot luncheon table area, and now we're going to head off. We went up and picked up some ice at the Marsh Boardwalk and a few other items, and then we're now back at the Visitor Center, and we're going to walk the trails behind me here, Tilden Woods and Schuster, Chinkapin Oak Trail perhaps, Cactus Footpath Trail. Walking down Schuster Trail now. This was a trail my friends and I once found a spotted turtle on, coming out of these horsetails along here. I think that was back in 1972. Since then, as far as I know, the spotted turtle has now become extirpated from this park. So it no longer exists here, as far as they think, unless new records have occurred that I'm unaware of. Sad turn of events. I used to call this Thunder Trail because a number of times when I walked it, I'd hear these strange thundering sounds like distant dynamite or something. I don't know what it was. After walking the Schuster Trail, we decided to head back to the point for an afternoon visit. So we took the trolley back down to the point. The main activity there were the sanderlings, which were still roaming around the beach, despite the fact that many people were also now venturing out onto the point tip itself. But we got some really nice views of the sanderlings and managed to do some video and photographs of them. So we're out on the Marsh Boardwalk here at Pelee. It's about 5 o'clock, I think. Beautiful day still. Fairly quiet. There's some ducks out here and some mute swans right up against the boardwalk here. Quite tame. So there's another trip around the boardwalk at Point Pelee. It's about 5:30 now in the afternoon. Wednesday, September 29th, I believe. We're just going to head back to our campground at Wheatley and have some supper now. Another beautiful day. Wednesday evening, and we're back at the campground. Just taking a stroll through Wheatley Provincial Park. Glorious evening. Sunny, calm, and probably 20 degrees or so. Great blue herons, wood ducks, egrets out in the bay here. Kingfishers. Just walking down to go across the causeway here, the bridge, onto the picnic grounds area. It's interesting to come over to this former picnic area or day use area or whatever they wanted to call it, right beside the lake. It was connected by this road to the other part of the park, but then there was flooding one year and it sort of severed the connection, so the only way you could get across now is on that boardwalk that I just showed. So if you can imagine, this whole area was mowed lawn up until a few years ago. They had a big picnic shelter just east of where I am today, And you could stroll through here just like a city park, really. And while it was really nice like that, for ease of walking and stuff, and to have the shelter for eating and all that, this has now reverted back to a more natural landscape, and this area that was all lawn is now asters and goldenrod, various grasses. So has reverted back to a much more natural habitat under the maples and other trees that are growing here. So it actually looks quite nice, like a savanna almost. It's amazing what the lack of mowing can do to an area. Just let it grow back natural, and now this obviously has much more benefit from a natural habitat provision standpoint, in that many insects and birds and whatnot could get a lot of use out of this area, from the flowering plants for pollination and habitat to shelter and feed in, than would have been gotten from the former lawnscape that existed under these trees. Certainly the former lawnscape was pleasant to walk through, whereas some people might find this obtrusive now to walk through a longer vegetation, but it's actually far better from a natural habitat perspective. Little black crowned night heron baby out here, I think. Got a fire going, eh?
Good, eh?
Mm-hmm. Fire feels good. Very nice. Had a nice supper of beans and wieners. Typical camping supper.